So I am still about. Sorry it's been so long. Had a few unexpected personal stroke medical problems. Nothing too serious, I don't think, but it's been tricky. But anyway, it's a Saturday morning. I'm out. I'm back on it. Got a few hours. Let's see if we can actually get on with something. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? I'm keen to get on with it. Got plans for over Christmas to do a lot more. So we need to sort of get to where we need to get to. Quick recap and then crack on with it. Here's the chassis. So galvanised, been oinked around with me and my neighbours. It will just stay here until it needs to get fitted. As you can imagine, the wife is delighted with another garden sculpture for her to admire. But no, I mean, you know, the quality is brilliant here. It really is. Came with a free spider, as you can see. Looking at, especially this area around here, where the torsion bars bolt against it. Now this is where I was putting plates and welding bits here, and you can see how integral this all is to the strength of the chassis. And I had holes here, you know, it was just a bloody mess. And if you just look at all the amount of welding that goes in through here, the plates, everything really. I had holes literally right here and here and here. And don't forget as well, this was on my chassis. It was already plated anyway. So I am pretty convinced I've made the right decision. Now I know the previous video wasn't for everybody with me, and one of my previous videos, the one before that, driving up to collect it. But, you know, going to that workshop, how he goes about things, it's really, really great. It's just, you know, I'll never get to it, but it's what I'd aspire to get to. We had some really helpful comments about the galvanisation process having an affecting nuts and threaded areas, which is actually, you know, I hadn't thought of it. So I brought this up, and he's like, yes, no, I haven't deburred them, as you can see. He's recommended on these areas here, you heat them up and the zinc comes off. There's actually not too many bolts really that are threaded. This has got the later chassis plates with proper mounting points for seat belts, which is good. My one just had some holes drilled in the side of the prop shaft tunnel, you know, retrofitted. So it'd be nice to have, not that, you know, intend on crashing it, but it'd be nice to know that it's a bit more secure. Now there's nuts like this that may be a little bit more problematic. You see they're fully filled with zinc. Again, heat them up and it'll drop out, and then maybe needs a bit of a, I'm back to, is it tapping or is it dying? I can never remember. And likewise with the captured nuts that hold the cab to the chassis in various places, like there and there. So a little bit of prep work, not too much really. Like I say, it's a bit further down the road. So this will stay here till probably Christmas, and then I've got a good few weeks off over Christmas, and hopefully me and my dad can spend a good few days. It'll need two people to move things around and jiggle things and check that everything's going in as it should do. So that's the plan. So before Christmas, we get this cab sorted. This is where I got to last time. Welded up this part here. This all went in quite nicely. I'm really, really pleased with that. Bums, I haven't ordered a new bump stop, bumper mount. I couldn't find one that I thought I'd bought. Bums. Okay, we'll leave that. Let's focus on this area. So the plan is, so this has all been cut out anyway. I've got the panel here. So really, it's about deciding what's staying and what's going. And I don't want to cut too much out. I want to keep this mounting position. There's nothing wrong with that. So probably do what I did on the other side. Through here probably. bit of rot there, you can see. Again, this panel's been put on at a later date anyway. It's all, this is going to be the second time it's all done. We're probably going to encounter some alignment issues and what have you. But that's okay. Not worried about that anymore. Yeah, you can see where it's been welded through there, I think. I don't know. So what is the plan? I am probably going to, if I score it now, just roughly, come to this point, because I know that that point there is that point there. So cut there. Probably I can then measure off of the bolt positions, drop a line to here, and then plonk through all of that. Because I've got replacement parts for here and here, and then I can still measure down and do what I did on the other side. So yeah, I've made it a bit more complicated than I really wanted to, which is a shame, but still retaining some key positions here. As long as I can keep that and that, you know, when I say that and that, I mean the original wing bolt positions. At least I've got some geometry there, worst case, to sort of triangulate and work things out. If I start cutting, because these are original as far as I'm concerned, these positions are original to the car. If I mess around with these, I'm going to lose that geometry. So that's the plan anyway. I'll do some measuring and take it from there. So thank you very much. This is the plan. Worked out quite nicely. From there, and I'm just keeping it simple. Don't start putting curves and things in it. I just want to, you know, still novice at this. Just eating rust. Weird. So literally, oh, I'm going to sneeze, hang on. Oh, no, I didn't. It's worked out quite nicely. So set square to there. I've run the set square. Squared off there. I've run it down on the edge of this profile here. You can see it's like a, well, I don't know if you can see here. It'd be the equivalent of that bump there. So run it down the side there. I am going to double check the measurements before I cut anything on here. But my experience on the other side, they were pretty good actually. And then cut it to here. And then back. So I'm going to cut this out now. And then I've got some very simple measurements, so I can measure from there to there, you know, transfer that across, set the square up the straight edge there. It'll give me a fighting, so basically I'm looking at that. And then measure down from the center point of the bolt to where I'm choosing, you know, it's an arbitrary dimension, but choosing there. It's going to be round about in the middle of the sticker. Then I'm just going to cut that straight through here. Not forgetting actually, I still need to do it, so that is what I'm going to do. I will need to have a look at this area here. I mean, this is pretty good, isn't it? This is not good. It's just rust. Ooh, hello. I mean, you know, it's on the verge of do you patch it, do you not? Well, I'm not going to patch that because I've got the parts, I might as well do it. You know, part of me is sort of thinking, do I bring this down lower to here and replace here? Oh, it's just started raining. Maybe I do. Because I'm going to be placing everything that side. So it's now just me thinking, isn't it? Sorry, this isn't very interesting. So I'll bring it to there. Tick-tock, tick-tock. You can actually hear my brain whirring. So this part's already been cut out. So this shouldn't really be a plate with a bend on it. This is all what someone's made up here, sorry. So this sort of plate is, and this sort of bent weld here isn't original. What should have happened is that this lip here welded against the upstand. I don't want to replace this if I can help it. Equally though, if I might need to replace part of it, and to do so I've got to get in there. Actually look, I do need to replace part of it. So I think I'm going to stick with my original intentions, come up to here, because this is all welded and grotty anyway. I can then cut through. I might, for the time being at least, just cut down here, because it's all going to come out. And then I can tackle these welds and what have you separately and pull this piece out. I can then because I've got to get into that. So actually, once I've taken that piece out, my next step is probably putting this piece in. You know, having a look at this sill section and replacing what I need to on there. Okay, well, cutting out, I have to cut out, excuse me, see what I'm dealing with, and then work out next steps. But that's going to be the line. I've committed to it, right or wrong. We'll be all right. Unless some of you are interested in me cutting things out. Whatever floats your boat, really. So you can watch and you can see me make mistakes and learn from my mistakes. So I'm cutting just below the line here. I've just started and I realised that maybe I could film this. Let's go. So I'm cutting just below. It's already not in line, by the way, so I can always come back and salt it. But down here, and then whang! So the kidney shape, I don't know what they bloody call it. There's a bit behind there where the metal touches that bit, and what I noticed here, it started to cut through both sheets, which I don't really want to do. So now I'm trying to sort of feather it out, find out what I'm actually cutting by trying to pry this piece away. Yeah, I've managed to, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but these two pieces of metal are quite firmly attached with rust, I think, more than anything. There, I mean, there's no weld there, it's just, why am I using my hands? Who do I think I am? I've literally got a hammer here and I'm using my hands. this parallel screwdriver is very good. So I didn't really have this problem on the other side because I didn't cut all this out. So well, that's the end of that. I mean, pretty boring story. I'm sorry. There might be a little spot welding now. Pretty sure there is, really. Okay. Might be a couple. Oh, tuneful. Nice. So I've got to the point I need to get to. If I cut through here, or start that cut at least, I can maybe get onto that. Right, well that was a lot of cutting, wasn't it? So, I'll turn the camera around for you. I know it's a bit of a longer video than normal, soz. Cut. Actually, there's where it might be welded. Cut. Now this cut here is important because I intend, oh, you can see it's not very straight, but I'm not overly worried about this because I've got the new panels, I can put them on, I can template them. I think it'll be okay. Likewise, coming around here. Now, eventually I will get into the seam and what have you, and down here, I think for the time being, it's very important I keep this lower sort of flat sill extension in place. This gives me the geometry for around here, the profiling of the wing and what have you. So for the time being, I've just cut straight down, barely cut through here because it's just mainly rust. Likewise, there was nothing to cut there, and I've come through here. So the plan really would be to take this off. And I think the problem is that I haven't cut all the way back. In fact, I know that's what it is. Feels like there's probably rust keeping it on more than anything. Look at you see, you might be seeing, oh, it's a bit sharp. No, you can't see anything. Oh, I've had an idea. Let's look from the inside. There's from the inside. I mean, you can see how rust. Can you see? No, you can't really see, but it's very, very rusty. This is why it's all coming out. Yeah, my next job's going to be the box section. Actually, it's not welding the wing on at all. I'm just going to pop the camera down so that I can actually get onto this. I assume you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Tuneful. Didn't even mean to do it that time. Brilliant. Oh yeah. That's really amusing. Oh. Teeny bit of metal just in there. I'll do. Let's try and see if we can get them deep enough. Right, that'll pinch the blade. Oh, I did something. Right, well, that's what we've got to rebuild. Very, very rusty, as you can see. Look, you can look at the old welding in the back there. Not great. Not great at all. Which has exposed us to our next piece of work, which is here. Look at that. That is rusty tin roof. Rusty. If you've ever wondered what they're saying in that song, B-52s, Love Shack, tin roof, rusted. Okay. It's a bloody mess, isn't it? I don't know how that was hanging on, really. I mean, this side looked, I mean, it is better than the other side. I'm not replacing everything, but I'm replacing that, that's for sure. Okay, a bit of clearing out, and what next? What is next? Next is place. Oh. Do you know what? I was kind of joking when I said it, but next is building that. Got to build that. That's a mess, isn't it? Honestly. How do I manage to get wire all the way through there? I don't know. My welding, dare I say it? My welding's better than that. I think it is. So we've got, so just to talk through it, I know I'm being quite quiet. There's three things, there's three components here. We've got the boxed sill here, this sort of stepped section. And we've got the flat piece. And we've got this floor pan extension. Now, I think on all three of these pieces, well, I know that on all three of these pieces, they'll need changing from about here and the backs of them. Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? Am I replacing? No. So I'm going to replace all of this floor extension because it's holed here and it's holed at the back. The sill sections are not too rusty back there. So they're not going to be replaced. Just the front section's going to be replaced. Please remember as well, this is all non-structural. It's just to give it the cab rigidity. So I'm not messing around with chassis components here. But I want to leave this in place because it's giving me some good geometry here. You know, what's left of it. So I'm cutting out probably from here, actually, that's going to be my line. Cut through there. Leave the floor in. That's going to be interesting. Well, that's just going to fall out, isn't it? Yeah, just cut through there, nice and neat, around the back, and then yeah, that's the plan. And then through here, through the top, down there. And I don't want to change this floor pan because it's pretty all right. So, a bit of cutting. I'm not going to do any filming for this, just because you've seen a load of it and it'll just get too long and take too long to upload and my phone will go dead. But that's the plan. cutting, and then just make, actually before I do that, let's just make sure I've got this repair sections. Where's one bit? Goes like that. So this is the bit that I'll be replacing at the front. Is that right? That's not right. That's the bit I'll be replacing at the front. It looks a lot better. And you can see here how much is missing. You know, absolute joke of a car. And once that's replaced, I can then weld it into the inner wing. I can pull everything back. It's going to be really cool. Exciting times. And then have I got the other part? Sure I do. Here's the floor extension piece. So this goes here. I mean, it's got a profile on it, but you can see, it'd be nice to have that all. See the profile, sorry, I'm mumbling here, I am sorry, but that edge there also lines up with the flat inner wing, domed inner wing. So once this box section's replaced and in the right place to where the existing parts are, this needs to be pulled back, as you can see. I've then retained the geometry to put this part in. So there is a bit of method behind the madness, even if I'm totally making it up on the spot. Now, have I got the box section? If I haven't, that's the end of the video. It's been time being. Bloody, why is there pots and pans up here? Right. I'm going to turn the video off. Hey, I knew I had it somewhere. Right, so... Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's right. It feels like a heavier bit of metal as well. It's a nice little profile in there, bent around a bit. That's meant to be. That goes in there. So, yeah, I think the plan would be to cut through these sections, clamp them in place and start sort of extending and splicing them in. And then we'll come back to, once all that's sort of cut out and repaired, we can then come to doing the floor and then the floor extension and the flat inner wing. I mean, it looks like a lot, but it's not too much, I don't think. It's not as bad as the other side. Anyway, so you can see where I've cut through now, here and here. This should, he says with great confidence, sorry, didn't try to do two things with one hand. Maybe this will pull out now. That's pretty rusting. Right. Well, I couldn't get the blade right in the corner, and I was hoping it was rusty enough for it just to pop out. There you go. So you can see where I've cut through here. Just keeping this together, eh? Hopes and dreams at the moment. I'm going to cut there, and then I can get into it a bit easier. You can see why things take so long. Hey! Oh, I switched up. Got it. Bent over. Right, yeah. That's not factory standard. The sill is not meant to be bent over like that, Graham. You know, doing the other side, I found all this terrifying. This time, probably through naivety, mine is quite enjoyable. Look for some tin snips. I'm sure I have some kicking about. There we are. Begone! Oh. Begone! Begone! Yes! Bosh! Okay. As depressing as that is, it's not depressing. I mean, look how horrible that is. Is it meant to have two plates like that? Where was this? Was that like that? Or was that like that? That was like that. Well, am I losing my mind? I'm losing my mind, people. Sorry, it was like that. Box seal. So I don't know what. Cheeky, look. I think it's been overplated. Do you see there? Got two plates there. 1, 2. Was that there? Oh God, I'm losing my mind. Where was this? Was that like that? No, it couldn't have been like that. It was like that, right? Okay. Pretty sure still overplated. Yeah. Because what we have is single. Yeah. Fine. Whatever. So, bonk. What's the next job? Next job is tidy this all up. Now that I've got a bit more room, I can get into, obviously, there you go, a bit of tidying up right away. Whoa, look at that. Whoa. I mean, that is quite satisfying, isn't it? I should probably put it straight into a dustpan, but, you know, clickbait. So yeah, the next job is to profile this new piece up, which isn't going to be too hard. And a back piece, which equally isn't going to be too hard. And then put them in place. Probably going to do that after I've made lunch. So hopefully there'll be another video. If not, I'll be back on it tomorrow morning. So it's taken me, obviously, on and off a little while, even just to get to this point. And I know it takes time. I know this isn't great content. I'm not actually rebuilding anything. Remember, this is a hobby. I'm not professional. I'm trying to squeeze this in around my family life. But at least now I've got some really clear ways forward. Box sills, bottom floor extension, wing pieces. And then we'll tackle that back part, which I don't think is going to be quite as bad as it looks. And then weld all that up, done. Put the new chassis on. Brilliant. Right, lunchtime.